Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and this is going to be a meditation day. We're going to do some meditation. It's one of the main things we do here. We run guided meditations, we do philosophy talks, and things of that like. So, yeah, how's everyone doing today? Today's been an exciting day for me. I do a lot of swing trading and day trading, and one of the big stocks that I'm into is Tesla. So Tesla jumped 13.5% today, so it was pretty neat. I got to actually unload a lot of shares and make some money, which felt good. It's good when some of your plans work out. Sometimes I wonder about that in life. Like how much of our frustration and anger and resentment is actually due to just not being able to plan the future and to plan out things in the world, and how much of it is actually just due to randomness, right? You can't predict everything that's going to happen, so sometimes you just got to go with the flow. So how's everyone doing on this glorious Monday night? It's 9:59 p.m. Chicago time right now. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope everyone is living a life filled with love and abundance and joy and all that. Yeah, life is a gamble. It's totally a gamble. I'm a chess player, right? And in chess, things are not a gamble. There's no luck in chess. You just play the game, and if you win, it's because you played better than your opponent. And if you lose, it's because your opponent played better than you. Simple as that. That's just how it is. But life isn't like that. Sometimes in life you make all the right moves and you still lose. It's kind of a weird thing, right? That life can be like that. Hey, JT Farms, good to see you, by the way. Hello, I have this beautiful fire quartz with me right here. This is one of my babies. She's hanging out with me right here, keeping me company. I hope you're doing well. JT Farms is my channel shaman. What's going on with you today, JT? And Roko Hemda's here. Wow, we're getting the whole crew. Roko Hemda's here. Christine the Bean. How are both of you doing? How's everything going with you guys today? I hope you're having a good day. Hope your life is filled with love and abundance and just all the good things that you deserve, because you're all very important people to me, and I care about you, and I just really hope that you're filled with what you deserve, which is love and light. So yeah. What's new with you, Christine? Have you been seeing your nephews at all recently? I've been off teaching chess for the last few days. Well, I taught a lesson on Saturday, but I haven't been teaching in schools because kids have been on winter break. So I'm going to be getting back to teaching in schools on Wednesday. It's kind of exciting. Get to go back and teach the game I love. That's what it's about. If you're going to be a teacher in life, you might as well teach something that you love, right? It's a lot easier to teach something that you love to others than teach something that you despise, right? One could make the argument that we're all teachers, regardless of our profession and whatnot, and that we're constantly teaching others, whether we're even aware of it or not. And that kind of brings up an interesting question, like what's the relation between intention and teaching, right? Because if you think about it, you could really just say that we're all teachers, right? And everyone's just going around teaching. But is an intention required to be deemed a teacher, right? Do you have to be intending to teach something to be a teacher, or are you just a teacher if you happen to teach something? So I think the latter, right? I don't think we need to have an intention to be a teacher to actually be a teacher. All right, let's see. Let's go back to chat a little bit. We got some people saying hi to each other. That's always good. We don't want people screaming at each other. JT, you say you were in the middle of meditation. Then I dinged. Now I get to share the space with you. Awesome. Well, that's great. I'm glad. I really love that you've gotten huge into meditation over the years, and that you're so serious about it. You meditate like every day, right? You have like a routine going, and that helps you. You derive so much benefit from it. And I've seen you. You've changed a lot over the years that I've known you. You've become a lot more in tune with yourself and centered, and it's cool. It's cool watching you grow and evolve. That's what this channel is about. It's evolve yourself too. I want to teach stuff that's helped me grow and evolve. Such as meditation and philosophy, and hopefully the people in the chat will pick up something and be able to grow and evolve along the way. Let's see, Christine the Bean, you say your nephew goes back to school tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of kids are going back to school like tomorrow or Wednesday. Some even went back today, but I think most are going back like tomorrow or Wednesday. And once they do, it's then they have more of a regular routine, right? Then they get up and do the routine, and then the parents have more of a regular routine, right? It's kind of weird when routines are broken. It requires some like an adjustment phase. I know for a long time I used to have the exact same morning routine every single day. I'd wake up at 3:30, and I had like a 3 hour meditation, yoga, workout routine that I did every single day, and I would never deviate from it. And I always had to do everything in a particular order. It was really like kind of ridiculous. It was really like maybe one could say OCD or whatnot. I do have OCD tendencies, but it gave me strength, and it gave me a sense of control and a sense of purpose, and I dug having that routine. But then you need flexibility too. You can't just do the same shit every day. If you do, you're gonna go crazy, right? What do they say? Variety is the spice of life. Uh, yeah, something like that. I don't know. People say all sorts of things. I never fucking remember. Um, JT, every day for 5 years. Whoa, you've been meditating every day for 5 years. That's intense. Good for you. Now that's awesome dedication right there to actually put forth that effort to do it every day for 5 years. That's amazing. Good for you. Like you're deriving benefit from that. I mean, they've done studies on the positive health effects of meditation. I believe you create more delta waves in your mind when you meditate, and those are like good peaceful waves. You're more relaxed and you can sleep better, and you derive all sorts of health benefits from meditation. It's cool. It's cool because science supports meditation. Like 100 years ago, everyone's like, "Oh, meditation is just woo-woo nonsense." It's just some weird mystical thing. That should only be done by people in cults, right? That's like what people thought about meditation. But now, like scientists are like, wait a minute, actually, meditation's really good. Maybe there's a reason why people have been meditating for like 50,000 years, right? It's like you get a lot of benefit of it. Same reason why people have been doing yoga for 10,000 years. You derive a lot of benefit out of that, right? Some of these ancient practices, the reason why they're still around is because they're good. The reason chess is still around is because it's a damn good game. Chess is over 2,000 years old, and it's a fucking amazing strategy game. In my mind, it's the strategy game in which all other games are judged by. And I think that's one of the reasons why chess still has a place nowadays, even if it's more online since the pandemic. It's still omnipresent. I mean, people are playing everywhere. You log on to chess.com, Chess, Chess24, and you just got like hundreds of thousands of people playing games at any given moment. It's pretty amazing. JT, you say you miss Don't Give a Fuck, Joy, though. She's more fun. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes, right? We all have like our wild side, right? And when we go off into that wild side, it can be exhilarating, it can be fun, but then you get the swing, right? As far up as you go, then you swing back, and it's just like then you have to deal with all the repercussions of your actions, right? If you go far one way, then it's like you're having a fun time, you're writing amazing poetry, you're like out, doing amazing things, and then the fucking pendulum swings back, and next thing you know, you gotta like scrape yourself off the floor just to like get up and moving for the day, right? So I don't know. It's kind of interesting though. It's always an interesting balance. Life. People say life is about balance, and maybe it is, and maybe it isn't. Who fucking knows, right? All I know is that certain things work for us. In this temporal framework, we have certain things that work for us, temporarily, and then use them, right? If something's working for you, use it, and if it doesn't, work for you well anymore, then don't use it. It's like in my meditations, I always talk about, release anything that is not serving you well. A lot of and you'll hear this in the holistic community a lot. People talk about things that are serving you. Release all that's not serving you. But if you think about it, I mean, everything's going to serve you in some way. But the question is whether it's serving you well, and that's why I always put well on there, right? Because like the ego is serving you. What is the ego serving you? It's serving you fear, right? It's serving you, doubt. It's serving you insecurity, right? It's serving you weakness. It's serving you all sorts of stuff, right? But does that mean you want it to be serving you? Hell no. You don't want the ego to be, in your mind serving you everything that you're believing. You don't want that shit. You don't want those beliefs. So it's not serving you. It's serving you, but it's not serving you well. If you listen to the spirit within you, if you listen to this place of pure perfection and truth that exists within your being, then it is going to serve you well because it has your best interests in mind. It's not like the ego that's just battling for its own preservation and trying to make you weak in the process. It's actually the spirit within is actually bringing you forth and bringing you out into the light and bringing you out into the state of perfection and love and joy. It wants you to be happy. So it's important to think about what's not just what's serving you, but what's serving you well. All right, JT, you say balance requires, absolutely, balance does require work, and that's a really good point, right? You can't, maybe some people are just born like really balanced, but I don't know if that's even a thing. Most people that I know who have found like a very balanced state of being have had to put a lot of work into it, right? Like especially when something happens in the world, right? It's easy to be balanced when like everything is going good and pretty status quo, right? It's typically a little bit easier to be balanced, but when you're undergoing trauma, when you're undergoing major shifts, getting new jobs, starting a new career, having kids, getting married, getting divorced, whatever, right? Death of a family member, when any of that stuff, it's like super hard to be balanced, right? A lot of times we're just trying to hang on. It requires a tremendous amount of work, and that's meditation is one tool that can be used to increase your overall balance, increase your overall peace of mind, and it can make you centered, right? We got to stay centered when the world's fucking going crazy, right? And it's tough. It's really tough. But meditation's a tool for that. Yoga's a tool for that. Qigong, Kumnaye, Tai Chi. There's a lot of tools out there that we have to try to stay balanced and centered, right? But they all require work. There's no, a lot of psychiatrists will just say, oh, just take this pill. This will keep you centered. And then you take like some fucking pill and you're just like sleeping 18 hours a day, right? It's like, yeah, you're real fucking centered, right? You're not even moving. You're literally in the center of your bed. I think that's what they want, right? It's kind of a fucking joke, So it's like, and that's like the quote easy route. But to me, that doesn't seem easy at all, right? Because then you're just like, laying in bed and not even moving. Like, fuck that, And I get, and I do believe that medication has its place. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying, some of it, is definitely helpful, and especially if someone's undergoing a lot and is having to deal with a lot of trauma. But I feel like medication is overprescribed these days, and a lot of it has to do with people want an easy fix. But I'm sorry, there is no such thing as an easy fix. If you want to live the kind of life that is going to be inspiring and it's going to be love-filled and you're going to feel happy and joyful and you're going to get the things you want out of existence, you gotta work. You gotta work. It's like people. Everyone's always like, "Oh, I want to lose weight." I want to lose weight, and I'm like, "Well, okay. Well, what are you doing to lose weight?" And they're like, "I don't know. Like, I drink like." 3 diet pops today, and it's like, dude, sorry, that's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. If you the diet and exercise, it's like, yeah, diet sucks, right? It's uncomfortable, right, to like not eat the foods you crave, right? But you do it long enough, you get used to it. Exercise, it's uncomfortable, right? But you do it, and then you feel pumped up, and you feel strong, and you get used to it. And then guess what? You start, losing weight. You start turning turning fat into muscle. You start, burning fat, right? You start feeling good. And once you get momentum, you keep going with it, right? There is no easy fix. Yeah, sure, you could just take like speed all day. I'm sure you'd probably lose weight, but then you're gonna have all sorts of other issues, right? So life's a lot of work. Life requires a tremendous amount of patience and perseverance and tolerance and just all sorts of stuff. There's no easy fix. Let's see. JT, you say screaming at the top of the lungs helps balance you. Yeah, it's a great release. It's a great release, and not just screaming, but singing, right? I know plenty of people that are really big into singing. I don't have a huge history with singing. I was in choir in like 7th and 8th grade, but that doesn't count for much. I'll sing, like when I'm like alone or whatever, but it sucks. I'm not really good at it. But like, there's people that fucking sing all the time and are actually good at it and have voices that you actually want to hear, right? And I like listening to that. And I like when people have that cathartic release and they can release all their emotions and their angst, through their voice. I think that I've always thought that's pretty damn cool. I can kind of do that. All right, just so everyone knows, I got to give a little warning. My hamstrings are like, they might cramp up during this meditation. I got a bunch of bananas right here, right? And I will be digging into these bananas probably during the meditation at some point. But right now, like, there's a chance during the meditation that I just end up on the floor screaming like a 5-year-old girl. And I don't know. It feels like it's coming on. So in fact, I gotta start eating a banana now. I might have to end the meditation early if this goes because it's not going to be pretty. It's really not going to be pretty if I'm on the floor. Holy shit! I gotta like stand up. This is like getting a little ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna try sitting in a chair like this or something. This is getting a little ridiculous. How many of you have had leg cramps before? It's no joke. Leg cramps are no joke, right? Bananas are good though. And they're loaded up with potassium. I ate a bunch of kiwis. I did all sorts of shit to try to stave off these leg cramps, but I can feel them coming. Oh man, I did a Bikram yoga class tonight. You know, when I do Bikram yoga, it's like I'm sweating so much that sometimes, you know, I sweat out all the electrolytes and potassium and all that shit that I need to not cramp the fuck up. So this is always like a scary time a little bit. All right, JT, you're saying agree. Easy fixes are temporary, never lasts. Yeah, it's totally the case, right? Everyone's always looking for an easy fix. You know, everyone always just wants to take a fucking pill, and then all their problems are resolved, or have some fucking I don't know, a life coach tell them what to do, you know, with their existence, or life's not that easy. You know, everyone's life is different. Everyone needs to do different shit. You know, it's just you gotta listen to your intuition. You gotta really go with it. And I'm not saying don't listen to other people. Absolutely, you know, there's plenty of people with good advice, right? But there's a lot of people that they want the easy fix, and there is no easy fix. You got to learn it on your own. You got to go through hell a lot of times. And I mean, maybe we should tell the kids this. You know, it's like we tend to not tell kids that. We like to tell kids that, oh hey, 5-year-old kid, like, Santa Claus is coming to town. Don't worry, everything's going to be all right. But it's not. A lot of times things are not all right. You know, it's like, maybe your parents will fucking buy you some presents on Christmas, but like, your fucking whole family could die tomorrow. I mean, like, shit doesn't always work out according to plan, right? So you got to be mentally prepared for this shit. You got to be ready. I'm not talking about having a neurosis, because you're like anticipating death of everyone you know. But I'm saying, like, at least teach kids some coping skills from an early age, such that if they do have some major trauma happen in their life, which most people do have at some point, especially in childhood years, then they'll be ready for it. They won't be torn to pieces. I don't know. That's just my own thing. JT, you say sing right now. Yeah. If I started singing right now, this would be fucking bad. I mean, I can do like some metal singing maybe someday, but I don't know. I'm not a big singer. I mean, I can tell you a story. I was really drunk one day, and this friend of mine, brought me to this fucking bar, and he fucking volunteered me for karaoke, and I didn't want to do karaoke. I don't know. He's like, no, don't worry. It's from the band Tool. You love that band. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. And like, I don't know what happened, but I was pretty damn drunk, and somehow I ended up on stage, and the song came on, and I started singing a little bit, and then I just fucking ripped the stage apart. I like ripped off the banister. I threw it against the fucking wall. I like kicked over the mic stand. I started kicking shit all over the place. I didn't want to fucking sing. And then they fucking kicked me out and called the cops, and I had to run. And now I can never go back to that bar anymore. It's like, I mean, I'm not a big bar guy anymore, so I don't really care, but still, it's like, if someone doesn't want to sing, you shouldn't force them to sing, right? That's kind of fucking ridiculous. I mean, let people be. All right, I think my cramps are calming down on my leg. Give me 1 second. Do a stand-up guidance. A stand-up guidance, like what? Like a stand-up comedy, or just like, do a guided meditation while I'm standing up? Just like aim the camera up while I'm doing it. I could. But that's kind of weird because, like, I don't know. I've never, like, stood up and meditated for 40 minutes before. Actually, I take that back. I have done that, but not in a long time. My ankle's feeling a little wacky, too. I don't want to do that, but I'm just going to have to squirm around a little bit during this meditation. All right. JT, you say, LOL, best stories are drunk ones. Well, maybe, I mean, they're interesting, right? They're interesting. I know a lot of, people that have gotten drunk and have done interesting, weird, stupid shit, right? Like that last story, right? I don't know if they're the best. I mean, like I'd say it's probably more interesting if someone undergoes some major like spiritual transformation and starts like understanding deep secrets that exist in the heart of creation, right? That's probably more interesting than like some dude getting drunk and like kicking over a mic stand. But they're still fun, and they're it's weird to think that rational human beings can act so fucking idiotic at times, right? You say hello violent much? I mean, yeah, I've had violent times in my past. Absolutely. I'm not afraid to admit it either. A lot of people they like to cover that shit up. They're like, oh, I'm this well-respected member of the community. I haven't done anything, violent in my life. But no, I've used to have a violent streak. That's one of the reasons why I got so big into yoga and meditation and qigong, and why I'm really drawn to those things, because I didn't want to be violent, but I just had it in me. So I do these things to help me control everything, right? And it keeps things in order. Now, like I'm less, I don't, I'm much less violent than I used to be, but every now and then I still have tendencies. Road rage, that was something I used to get a lot, and that's still like every now and then. If someone like cuts me off or just fucking does something shitty on the road, I'll get pissed. I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? And then I got to do the whole like forgiveness work and be like, oh yeah, that's right. It's just a human being. I'm not going to allow myself to be attached to something insignificant like them cutting me off, and then I just let it go, right? I just let it go, and I just can I not be affected by it. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. I think the initial response is not as important as how you respond to that response, right? Um, Hey, Subi Blue, what is up, brother? Good to see him. Good to see you. Subi Blue is a streamer here on Twitch. He does Jackbox Party Pack games. Check him out. Go join one of his games. A super nice, kind human being as well. He also, his partner in crime, Moonhanu, is a super amazing yoga instructor. You'll see her around in the fitness and health community also. And they're just like really kind, loving, compassionate people. Definitely, check them out. Drop them a follow when you get the chance. Good to see you. How are you doing, Subi Blue? What's new with you, man? I've been talking. I got my bananas here today because I did a intense Bikram yoga class tonight, and I can already feel my hamstrings getting close to the point of cramping up. So I've just been pounding as much potassium as possible, but I don't know if I can keep it all in my system. I keep I was like sweating everything out. I need like a lot of electrolytes now. It's getting crazy. Yeah, and I gave a warning already. During the meditation, there's a chance that I just have to end the meditation because I'm like screaming like a 5-year-old girl on the floor. It might happen. When my hamstrings go, I don't know if you've ever had leg cramps, Subi Blue, but like I am like, leg cramps are no joke. Like you can't just like work around it. When you get a leg cramp, you gotta like give it immediate attention. So like if that yeah, they do suck, right? They're terrible. It's like the worst thing ever. It's like, oh, I was gonna go like mow the lawn, and now I'm gonna like lay on the floor and like try to find my bananas. It's pretty ridiculous. When you get anything that can bring a grown man to their knees, is pretty fucking ridiculous, right? Leg cramps are absolutely no joke. I mean, LeBron was saying that, years back in the playoffs, he was cramping up. I think it was against the Spurs, and it's, everyone was giving him shit. But no, leg cramps are no joke. They can bring down anyone. Where was I here? Let's see. JT, you say I'm breaking down, Agni. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm breaking down. I don't know if I'm breaking down or getting stronger. Who knows? JT, you all say you're violent drunk. You haven't drank in 15 years. Well, good for you. That's pretty awesome that you've gone that long without drinking. Yeah, drinking's a weird thing. Some people like drink all the time and just have like maybe like one drink every night, right? And they're fine and they enjoy it. They like have a glass of wine with their meal, right? It's part of their culture. Like in Italy, it's like a common thing, right? Oh, we're gonna have a glass of wine or two, before bed, right? And then some people like, drink like, 20 beers every night, and then they like end up, dying like early in life. Some people don't drink at all. It's just one of those weird things. It's weird how some people can handle that shit and some people can't. I don't know. I tend to not really like drinking that much, but that's just my my personal opinion. JT, you say you absorb alcohol super fast. Two sips in your buzz. Whoa. So you're like really sensitive to it. Well, that's cool though. It's cool that are you sensitive to other things as well, or just alcohol? I mean, I'm like really sensitive to alcohol too. You know, like if I just have a little bit. I'm sorry I'm moving around so much. I'm trying to like adjust my legs so my hamstrings don't go. If I drink alcohol, I feel it pretty quick too. You know, it's fun. Alcohol's got a funny thing about it too. You know, like if you see someone who's like drinks like every day and like you're like with them and they like drink like a 6-pack and they're like not even buzzed, and then you're like having a beer or two and you're like feeling buzzed and they're like giving you shit like, oh wow, you can't handle your liquor, you're like already buzzed off of 2 beers, and it's like, well, what are you fucking talking about? You just because you're an alcoholic and you have a tolerance building up like doesn't mean you're cool. it's like somewhere along the line people are like oh so and so can't handle their liquor, they're like feeling buzzed after a few beers. Well, I can drink like a 12-pack and like not even feel anything. It's like, well, that's like not a good thing. So it's like I don't know, like the marketing agencies have really convinced you that like that's like a good thing to be able to like slam a 12-pack and like not feel buzzed. No, that just means you're gonna die soon. It means you're an alcoholic and you're gonna die. That's not a cool thing. I mean, unless you think death is cool, right? All right, where are we at here? Caffeine. JT, all right. Yeah, you're sensitive to caffeine. I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine too. But the more I do with like meditation and yoga, the more I've become sensitive to all sorts of chemicals, right? I think it's because you get more in tune with your body. Like typically if you're just running around not paying attention to how you feel and you're not in tune with your emotions, then when you're ingesting something, you're not even going to notice it as much as if you're like a very mindful. If you're a very mindful person and you ingest something, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I feel totally different. My whole perception has changed. Like I'm thinking about things completely differently now. And then you appreciate it more. You kind of understand that change a little bit more. I think it's a little interesting. Subi Blue, you say Moon used to be a cheap date. Yeah, right. If she's like, yeah, she's a yogi, she's probably super sensitive, right? So if she's like, if she has like one glass of wine or something, she's probably feeling it, right? I mean, I'm the same way, to be honest. A glass of wine, I'm feeling that. And JT say you're sensitive to your emotions, feel too much too quickly. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm the same way. I mean, and there's. Excuse me. I don't know. Like some people are cool with eating on stream. I always feel fucking weird when I'm eating on stream. Like some people will sit here and just like eat like a whole meal. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a disservice to my viewing audience if I'm just sitting here eating. I don't know. I mean, maybe no one cares. People. Whoa, Subi Blue. Super appreciated, man. Thank you so much. Really, really kind of you. 5 gifted subs. That is awesome. Thank you, man. That's a good way to start out January. Much appreciated. That's awesome. I really, really, really appreciate that. Wow. Okay. I gotta compose myself now. And that's the funny thing about life, right? Like something can happen, something unexpected, and then you're kind of like thrown for a loop, and then you gotta regain composure. But super kind, man. Really, really appreciate you, dude. I'm you and Munhanu. It's like you guys are you're such a positive force on Twitch, and we need that. We need people that are positive. You're always in the fitness and health communities. Grace Yoga. I mean, everyone knows Grace in the fitness and health community. Such like a positive force. She's always bringing love and light into the picture, and it's we just need people like that in this world. Because the world can get toxic, right? And at the end of the day, I used to get angry when other people would act like assholes, right? I'd be like, oh, everyone's acting like an asshole. What's wrong with the world, right? But then I realized whenever someone's really, acting like an asshole, it's because they're unhappy, right? No one who's like really happy, no one who has inner peace and perfect love within their soul is gonna be lashing out at everyone around them, right? They're not gonna act like that because they want to increase the overall joy and happiness of the people around them. So now when I see someone who's acting in a very aggressive, hostile, attacking manner, I look at it as a call for help. And I'm like, okay, this person's attacking me, you know, maybe verbally or whatever, right? So like, what is going on with this person? Like, why are they hurt? You know, how can I help this person, right? How can I help this person such that they don't want to go and attack other people, so that they feel good about themselves, right? And that's kind of how I try to look at it now. Now, is it easy to do that? Hell no. It's like one of the hardest things in the world. And I say this all the time. If someone attacks you, I mean, trying to feel love and compassion for that person is really difficult. But I think it's worth it. I think it's super important to put in that effort to at least try. My thing is, if you try to help someone out, I mean, it may work, it may not work. But like the fact that you tried has intrinsic value in it. Like there is value in just the act of trying to help another human being. So you know, when someone attacks me, if I can try to help them a little bit, then you know what, I've done my purpose, and I can. If it doesn't work, I can just, you know, walk away and feel good about myself. Yeah, it beats being an asshole, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, there were times in my life where I was a bit of an asshole. Like in junior high, I was not a nice person. I don't know what the fuck my problem was. I think it's because I was picked on, and then I started picking on other people. It was like ridiculous. I remember like one of my good friends, you know, I best friends with the fucking guy. I like walked up to him in the hallway and debooked him. You know, it was like ridiculous. It was like, what the fuck is my problem? Why would I do that to him? You know, I think it's because someone debooked me, and I was like, oh well, then this is something people do. You know, but then you know, I felt bad about it, and I never did it again. You know, you learn. You know, you live, you learn. You know, being nice is much better than being an asshole. You know, I don't want to be remembered as someone who brought more hate and anger into the world. You know, I want to be remembered as someone who you know, helped people, at least tried to help people. And I don't know if I'm going to ever be successful. Some people say I am. Some people say that I've helped them, and that's cool. You know, and I'm grateful. You know, because I want to try. You know, and you know, whether I can bring more good into the world than not is still it's a matter of debate. And I'm going to try. I'm going to work my hardest to do that. All right, I think we're ready for some meditation, because I've been talking a lot, and I mean, I like talking, right? I like being up here and being loquacious, but at the same time, meditation is where it's at. You know, that's where the true value of this stream lies. So we're gonna slow things down. We're gonna lower the intensity, and we're gonna travel within to the place of perfect peace at your center. You'll start by finding a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit in a chair, or you can sit cross-legged. The main thing is to find a seated position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths on your own. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds, and you can use it to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Focus on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on a mountaintop. Watching as the clouds move through the sky beneath you. Two clouds merge into one. and one cloud separates into two. Those clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being, exist for a while in conscious awareness, and then disappear like clouds floating over the horizon. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Keep your awareness on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. Returning your focus to your breath count. Your essence is love. Light is the worldly manifestation of your love. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until the whole world is glowing radiantly once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. Returning your awareness to your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Be mindful of your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love that emanates from that location. Feel the warmth that surrounds your love. Focus on the love in that region. When thoughts arise in your mind, release them and return to your heart chakra. Your essence is pure love. And you are eternal. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Focus on your breath count. On your next breath, travel down even deeper into the state of perfect oneness. Feel the perfection that resides there. In this place of perfect monism, there can be no opposites. For what is eternally one can never be two. Go down deeper into this love. Allowing it to permeate every cell in your body. Healing and nourishing your dualistic form. So that you may more readily shine your light on others. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye vision. Focus on your breath. On your next breath, travel down to the center point of your love. Feel the holy pulsating and vibrating that exists there. Observe the perfection at your center. quiet gratitude, knowing that it is your eternal home. Staring into your center, when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. At your center point, you remember who you truly are. At your center, you remember how you came to be. At your center point, true nature unfolds. At your center, you remember your divine purpose. Here, in this place, there is only oneness. In this holy realm, dualistic thought cannot enter. For here, love flows straight from the source of all creation. And you remember that that creation is you. Flowing eternally in every direction is your purpose. Lighting every corner of this dualistic sky. filling every crevice of this corporeal realm. You reunite all of creation. Inhale and be grateful. Exhale. You are the Savior. Breathe in, allowing perfect love to flow through every essence of your being. Breathe out, releasing any residual ego from your body. You are divine. And you are perfect, just the way you are. You are immutable. Flowing eternally from the source of all creation. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Returning to this moment. Bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you so much for being here with me in this sacred space. I am honored and humbled to be here as your meditation guide. Your willingness to come here with me and engage in meditation means a tremendous amount to me. I am eternally grateful that you're working to be more mindful in your lives, and by doing so, you can bring with you more peace and love into the community. Thank you all so much for being here with me. How was that for everyone? I know I definitely needed that. I was feeling pretty stressed the last few days. Even though I was feeling good, I was feeling kind of restless, you know. Sometimes we can feel good and be doing things in the external world, but we don't feel very centered. And that's kind of how I've been. But now I feel centered. And kind of like what we were talking about earlier, back in balance. Earlier at the beginning of the meditation, prior to the meditation, we were talking about how difficult it can be to maintain balance and how it requires work. And I was saying that meditation is a tool that we can use to help us achieve balance. And now I feel more balanced, and I hope you do too. I guess it all comes around full circle, right? We set the intention, we do the work, and then we get to experience the perfect love and joy within us. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much, JT Farms. You are always appreciated so much. I love you unconditionally. Christine the Bean, thank you so much as well. My acupuncturist. I'd recommend you to anyone. Anyone who needs acupuncture, contact Christine the Bean. I don't know. If you fly her to whatever city you're at, she might, and you pay her good enough, she might come. What do you charge these days? What do you charge? $1 million a visit? I guess if they fly you out to Hawaii, you might give them a free acupuncture. That could be your deal of the day. Fly Christine the Bean out to Hawaii, and she'll give you one free acupuncture session. I'm gonna throw that out there. Wow. All right. JT, yeah. Oh, your hubby needs your services. She's good, by the way. Christine the Bean is legit. JT, I don't even know if you know this. Christine studied in China for a while. It was pretty amazing. She went to China to get training. So she's like legit. You know, she's not just like, you know, hey, I took like a class at a community college. No, she fucking did it. You know, she's all in and she's good. So yeah, you guys can talk. You guys can talk. You know, I don't know. Maybe we can figure something out. Hook you two up. I'm gonna take a bite of banana. All right. I think that's about it. I feel like my hamstrings are gonna cramp up any minute, so I'm not gonna risk it. I just need to get out while I'm ahead. It's like a big thing of mine, you know, getting out while I'm ahead. If you always get out while you're ahead, you're never gonna lose. All right, let's raid someone. Who do we got here? Who's on here right now? Who are my raiding people? All right. Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we're gonna raid my buddy who I haven't raided in a while. Mary Amber, really awesome, kind, funny musician. She does sketch comedy. She's super talented in a lot of things, and she promotes mental health awareness, which is really cool. And she donates a large percentage, if not all of her profits, to mental health. So definitely check her out and send her some love. You know, we all need more love. We're going to send Mary Amber some love. And thank you all again so much for being here with me. Namaste.